Hey everybody, hey Schwartz, hey Life's Faded. Welcome back. We're gonna keep working on the save system. Just edited the today command. It's a hard set of syllables to say. Where I left off earlier was I want to serialize entities by their components, so I was getting that to work. I think the next step is to deserialize those components. Maybe a little bit tough. Yeah, let's take a look. We need to at some point write a load from JSON or restore from JSON. Load from JSON, string JSON. Yeah. Then I got the notification. Yeah. I felt like I wanted to take a tiny bit longer, but I figured I'd just come back anyway. I try to stick to the schedule if I can. By the way, almost all times I'm going to be back for morning and afternoon, unless otherwise stated. But I guess there have been enough aberrations in the schedule with vacation where they can't be trusted. All right, so the way that this is serializing is like so. So we can get some blob of JSON, but then I don't care about the serializing a whatever stuff. Just delete those lines. So at any given point, we'll have a name. We need to convert that name into an actual class. And I think we can use reflection to look things up by name. I don't really want to do that. I think I want to give every component an ID, sort of like how abilities have an ID. But we could switch to that system eventually. Maybe I'll write it to clean up stuff. If I serialized components, then I should probably store them with an integer ID instead of mapping name to class. Maybe I should do this originally, like right off the bat. Well, we could just put a switch statement in for now. Also, this is JSON, but I need to wait a second. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. That's what I've realized. We need to save. Okay, let's just look at health component. Where's health component? Here, this one. All right, we got to save this off. Each component has its own structure though. And I guess serializing it just gives it the right structure, but then how do we deserialize it? Oh, I guess health component has its own deserialize that's needed. But how does it even know that it was a health component? I mean, sure, it has a name here, but that's just a random property. We would need to know, and then we would need to call deserialize, but we need to pass in a certain blob for that. Oh, okay, how about this? gd.print loading from JSON plus JSON. I think that's what needs to happen. I think we need to know which components deserialize method to call. Ugh. It'll be nice once any part of this is working and I can just be like, yes, I'll build on that. And I think once we get this working, I think this is the hardest part of the rest of the save system. I'm not saying it'll all be easy after that, but I don't think anything's gonna be harder than this. All right, so we got to return the JSON blob from here. But I want this to be every component that has this. And I don't know how we do that exactly. Like, do I just form the JSON string myself here? Do I make an array out of all the components? I guess we do make an array out of all the components. String components, serialized components. And then serialized components.add. I guess this could be a list. Then an entity is really just all of its serialized components. But I guess we would need to know that something's an adventure or not. This is somewhat painful. Yeah, JSON serializer. And then this needs to return a node. So node entity equals new node. Return entity. Can you even do this? New can be supplied. Oh, yeah. So something like that. How is this going to work, though? I think I'm just calling this function. I'm not even doing anything with it. Yeah, we call... All right, I guess we could do the same thing we did over here. Serialize adventurers. Hey, Krasner. How are you doing? JSON equals this. Add it to this. Then store all of these serialized blobs. Does this even work? I don't know. I don't know. Public string. It's an array of string serialized adventures. Properties should not return arrays. Can it be a list? I wonder if it just knows how to do that. Change list to use collection. Sure, although I think it complains at me to use an I read only list. Hey Goose. Non-nullable must contain a non-nullable blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. That's my impression of C#. Blah 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 blah. This is my impression of a streamer who finds his own jokes funny. All right, what's the problem here? I think this is just nonsense. All right, whatever. I'm going to try this. Will it work? Will it work? Did it work? Well, no, because I'm double serializing. I guess in this case, this isn't really saved to JSON. Yeah, I guess instead of list string, what is a serialized component? I guess they're just components. And I guess we serialize them on the other side. Okay, except it's town save data. This is difficult. I guess we know that they're going to be adventurers because we're saving them in the adventurers like slot in here. But yeah, these need to be just bundles of components. I'm not able to fully visualize this just yet. We can't return a string from here. That's for sure. Because then we're going to serialize it again. So this needs to return, I guess, the serialized components. Or no, the components. And then they get serialized. So a list of components. What about that? All right. Let's return container.components. Does this make any sense what I'm doing? I don't know if it makes any sense. Just delete all this other stuff. Now it's trying to convert from a collection to a list. I guess we can toList this thing. Does not contain a definition for toList. Oh, because of the link method? Yeah. And is that need link? No. Change list to collection. Oh my goodness. What an annoying suggestion. Are we good? Are we good? It's not really saved to JSON anymore, huh? Also, it's a list of components. Oh, man. There's got to be a better better way to do this. Components equals this, serialized adventures. This isn't serialized though. This is going to be a list of components. It's got to be a better way. Okay, there is a better way. It's to recreate adventurer save data. When in doubt, encapsulate. That rhymes. All right, stop is Shift F5. Nice to know. Actually, there's something that's kind of nice about that. The buttons go something like run and then restart and then stop. And the modifiers are Command Shift and then just Shift. And the way the buttons are laid out on my keyboard is that Command is on the left side and Shift is on the right side. So it kind of makes sense how to use these from the shortcuts just because of weird coincidence. All right, what is an adventurer save data now? It's a list of components. Components. All right, we're doing it. We're gonna get this working. Like I said this morning, this is kind of daunting. What is that? This is kind of daunting, but it's not too bad. And if I can get this working, we can probably make a system that accommodates everything. So now adventurers save to JSON is actually something like get adventurer save data or something. Where's save? Where's save? What? Oh, right. I coded it into this. Oh, which means this. Oh, darn it. This is more like get components, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Let's just call this get components. Do we even have a function for that? No, we don't. All right, now delete all of this stuff probably. We'll just leave it for now. I don't want to delete too much. Okay, now adventurer. Adventurer gets a save. Public adventurer save data, get adventurer save data. Bingo. Return. It should just know what it's doing. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, it's coming together. Now we get adventurer save data here. Adventurer save data. Plug this into town save data. You know, in the not too distant future, I bet AI will have just already filled out all this stuff and been like, hey, it looks like this is what you're trying to do. And then just show me a diff of everything. And be like, yes, that is what I'm trying to do. Thank you very much. These are, I guess, just adventurers, not serialized adventurers. And these aren't serialized either. Or they're like saved adventurers or adventurer save data. Adventurer save data. Adventurer save data. All adventurer save data. Yeah, whatever that. All right, so list is this. Adventurer save data. I should just know what I'm trying to do. This is not JSON necessarily. Save data. This is not needed because we can do this. Save. All right, I think that's it. Let's try that out. Late to the stream, why is saving system for an ECS product not just serializing relevant parts of the whole of ECS table? It is doing that. It might not look like it's doing that, but yeah, I'm going through each adventure and I'm just saying get the save data, and the save data is just get all the components. And in the future, maybe we, I don't know, maybe we have some extra tiny piece of information in there. But yeah, that's how it should work. Let's see if it did work. So now here's everything we got saved into the save data. We have components, storeroom component, town component. Those shouldn't even be saved at all. Then we have the adventurer class, a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, cool. Oh man. There's still a lot to do. And one of the things I've got to do is make sure that I don't save any of these garbage components. Make sure I don't serialize components like town component at all. They shouldn't appear in the save data. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. And we're gonna actually we don't need to do anything special. We could just press this button and it should break in. Why didn't it break in? Are we never calling this? What? Oh, there's an exception. Not supported. Deserialization of types without a parameterless constructor, a singular parameterized constructor, or a parameterized constructor annotated with that is not supported. Oh yeah, I think I read this online and I just didn't do anything about it. You need a state game state. ECS table is game state. You need a JSON. Filter table down to entities X components that are relevant. Chuck it all into JSON instead of going through creating extract JSON data for this entity for me. Are we not seeing the whole system here? I think you are what you're describing is what should pretty much be happening here. It's pretty much just, hey, here's an entity, just return its components and you're good. And yeah, I'm not doing anything special for any of this stuff. Like health component doesn't have any special code to tell it, like, here's how you make life or max life work. And yeah, it should all be pretty straightforward. Hey, Grace. It's going well. I am doing something a little bit different. The last time I coded a system like this was back in the Botland days. So now this is probably like 2016 or 2017. And I'm creating what's hopefully a slightly better system. Oh, what do I need to do? Oh yeah, I need to go find that thing, JSON C#. What was it called? Polymorphic deserialization. Yeah. They wrote a note on it here and I just didn't read it because I wasn't doing it yet. Where is it? Oh, come on, where is it? Huh. Oh, how to deserialize? Do they have polymorphic deserialization? Deserialize. Serializer can deserialize the payload polymorphically. Oh, I need to know what it is ahead of time? What is polymorphic deserialization? So a good example of this is, imagine if you had like animals and you wrote a serializer. So a serializer might say something like name cow. But anyway, then you have derived classes. So this is polymorphism in object-oriented programming. You have cow, you have goat, you have cat, you have whatever else. Well, a polymorphic serializer or deserializer will know what the type is of the thing that you're serializing or deserializing. So that instead of just turning in a named cow, it could be something like, I don't know, number of spots, 7. It's a really bad example, but so what I'm using this for in the game is that we have component, but then there are many different kinds of components, and we might want to serialize some of them differently from other ones. So we tell it what the derived types are. It'll just do this out of the box. Yeah. Well, I think having this be customizable is pretty good. Like, I don't think C# should steer too much in this direction. And it looks like this is pretty flexible. Can I do this in any other way? They mentioned something about deserializing and what you need in order for this to work. I think I just need this. I need to, where is it? Where's deserialize? I need to tell it what I'm deserializing at. Oh, wait, no. It should know. Wait, what? Where did I read that thing then? How does, something's missing. I just don't know what's missing. Types without a parameterless constructor. What is even failing here? What are you? And where is this? How could this even happen? I put a breakpoint before this, right? Where's this coming from? Town. Load gamesaver.load line 67. Oh, because we called deserialize immediately. Oh. All right, I don't know what it's trying to deserialize then, but it's probably something like town component. I don't even want these to be in the JSON data. So okay, let's do something really basic then. Let's just delete them. Goodbye. Yeah, bye. Go away. There. Now, what about target location component? Did I purposely do that or no? Component, target location. I did purposely put it in. It doesn't look like that got serialized correctly though. Yeah. Strange. Target is empty. What does it not know how to serialize a vector? All right, I'm just going to delete that too. Let's try that out. See if that works. I'm guessing it broke. Let's just clear the console and try again. Yeah, it broke. But did it break at the same spot? Probably. What's the error? Yeah, it is the same problem. Components 0. Okay, so then we know what the problem is. It's this one. Adventurer component. And you have to make this with an adventurer class. So there's apparently a way to customize this. I'm just going to copy paste this and we'll find some stuff online. Maybe you can specify what the parameter is. Just add JSON constructor before your constructor like this. What? Let's look up their constructor stuff. Learn about constructors. Does this talk about the polymorphic stuff? No. Can I get like an official site, Microsoft.com? Aha! Here it is. Make the parameterless constructor public. Otherwise, implement a JSON converter and control the deserialization behavior. Oh, interesting. If I made it parameterless, actually, that would also work, I guess. How do you do that? Like, what if I just put public adventurer component and I delete this stuff? This is going to fail because it says with a parameterless must have this constructor initializer. What? I'm assuming it means I need to call this one because of how I defined this component. I think a converter is probably a better idea. Let's try it out. Do I still have a converter? Nope. Oh, man. I don't want to even override the right of this. C# JSON converter. How to write custom converters. So do I have to override right? What if I didn't? You can write custom converters. Do they tell you that you have to? Steps to follow. Override it. I think I could just change read. I don't know. All right, well, let's try it. Let's copy paste this. We're going to go into the saver thing and then make a new file here. Call this adventurer converter. This would be kind of tedious to do for all of these, but let's just try to get it to work for one and then see what happens. Maybe there's a better way, maybe there isn't. All right, so we call this adventurer converter. And it's a JSON converter. Oh, it needs to know what though? I guess an adventurer component. I don't know how it's going to even know that we have one of these things. Oh, maybe that's a bigger problem here. How does it even know it's an adventurer component? It probably doesn't. Yeah. Oh, man. What a mess. What a mess. Yeah. There's a name here, but it's not like C# knows what class this was originally. Okay, so how did this work over in that whole weather example that they had? Where's that weather example? Runtime type of the materializes a runtime type of that. Polymorphic type discriminators. This value as. So you need to cast it. Yeah. Otherwise, how is it going to know? Okay. Okay. I can see how this will fit together, but I can't see how this isn't going to be a nightmare. So that's the important thing. We need this to not be a nightmare. I can deserialize this component, and if I know ahead of time that it's an adventurer component, then I think we'll be okay. We need to somehow switch based on a type that we don't know until we read in the JSON data. Do I even write a converter for this? How else will we read this if we don't do this? Okay, adventurer component. This is actually an adventurer component converter. So let's save it as that. And delete the other one. Type to convert. Serialization options. This is just for read. And type in this case is adventurer component. No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Where did I get that code from? Type to convert. What is this? Oh, it's passed in as part of, okay, I see. We just don't care about this. Yeah. All right, so for reading it, I just kind of mentioned I don't want to do anything special, but I think we have to override this. And if we don't, we've got an issue. Yeah, read is abstract. Oh, drat. No. Okay, well, that sucks. Oh, wait, no. Wait, is write abstract? Yeah, write is abstract. Okay, fine. That sucks. Parameterless constructor. What if we just did that then? Fine. Yeah, what if we ditch this whole thing? Just comment out all of this. Oh, this is a mess. So we go into adventurer component and we make a couple of constructors here. Public adventurer component. We make an empty one and we make one that takes in this and sets our class and then delete this. Now, what's the problem here? Same parameter types. No, it doesn't. Does not exist in the current context. That's fine. I guess we set this, well, it can't be null. Oh, we got to delete this now. Okay, that'll do it. Now what? We can deserialize one component? Does it work? Let's try running it. If this does work, it's just going to say that it's failing at components 1, and then I would need to modify every single component. Although I guess it's not too terribly bad. So did it fail at component 1 now? No, it still failed at component 0. Why? Oh, because it doesn't know how to deserialize this, probably. Yeah. Wait, what's the problem here? What did I just do? It's component that's failing, is it not? Because this is abstract and this is protected. So yeah, something needs to know what the type of this thing is. So we do need a converter, but we won't know the type ahead of time. I don't know how we're going to do this. Yeah, I don't know how this is possible. Like here, what they show in their example, they have some like / true or something. Where is this? I don't know where it even is. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here when they deserialize, they are deserializing just one thing, a weather forecast. Mine is stored inside something else. It's this. We could change this to just try deserializing a component. It's trying to get this as all save data, which only contains a town save data. Town save data has all of this stuff. This is adventurer save data. Adventurer save data just has components. So the components are trying to get read in, but we can't construct a component, which means it needs to know how to construct the derived classes. And I don't see how that's possible without a converter. I need a converter for component though. And then component returns a derived class. Ooh, is that right? I think it's right. Oh man, I think it's right. All right, I'm gonna try writing that. Component converter. It's such a mess. Such an absolute mess. And we need a read and a write. I don't even know what we write for write on this one. You can did / you can set the type discriminator on JSON derived type of the component. That way it'll serialize a type to know what. Oh, it needs a type discriminator for that? I thought it defaulted to the class. Oh, I could try that. I guess let's comment this out for now. Yeah, so I've got to add in a type discriminator. Type discriminator. Let's just have it be this for now. What is the problem? Or is this an equal sign? Oh, is it not even a... How do you specify this? Equals? How do you do this? No, it was a colon. What is the syntax error here? Oh, because of the parentheses. Oh my God. There. Yeah, so let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. I thought this was... Okay, yeah, I guess it makes sense. If I'm not seeing something extra in JSON, then how would this know how to do anything? So it says game saved. Now what? Yeah, now we get a type. Okay, yeah, thank you, Ken Horn. Yeah, so now we got the type discriminators here. And I'm going to just randomly delete some components. Just totally random. Just don't like these components. Also, I don't know why target isn't serializing properly. I got to look into that. Figure out how we save vectors as part of target location component. I don't know why they're showing in JSON as that. So let's delete that too. And then let's try loading this in. So we press the button and it almost certainly broke. Yep. But what's the problem this time? Abilities. Okay, so we made it through a component, or at least almost made it through a component. So now we need to do the same thing with abilities. I think that's progress. Oh man, this is still nuts. Can we just delete abilities? Yeah, it means it must have deserialized this. And now it can't figure out how to deserialize this. Oh. Canhorn, thanks for resubbing. Use the debugger. Yeah, welcome back for 5/6 of a year. Well, in this case, I need to figure out what we just did for component. I think we need to do for abilities as well. Because abilities component just keeps track of abilities. Yeah, but wait, no, those know how to serialize. I need to close some tabs. Yeah, they know how to serialize, but then when we deserialize them, we don't know which ability they are. So ability, base ability, I guess, needs type discriminators for this too. This will be a mess if I do this for everything. Let's just copy the abilities we have. Execute, Quick Strike, and Cloak of Shadows. Yeah. Execute, Quick Strike, Cloak of Shadows. And then copy paste these into here. Okay, how's that? This feels weird. I want to get to a case where I'm actually happy about the code for this. Did it load? Did it load? Did it load? Now it failed. Oh, it also still failed on abilities. What's the problem with this? Execute, Quick Strike. Oh, because I didn't serialize them correctly. I got to serialize them. Okay, so we got to press this key. And now they get serialized with type discriminators. Now we delete the old components again. Now we try loading that. Okay, we deserialized. We got all the save data. So now we have adventurers and we have a component, and one of these is an abilities component, and this should have the abilities in it. It does. It has execute, Quick Strike, and Cloak of Shadows. And the values are hopefully correct, but who knows? Also, they're saving cooldowns and stuff. It probably shouldn't do that. Oh man. Okay. I gotta figure out this part. Stop saving cooldown and stuff for abilities. And stuff. Display name. For abilities, what else? Load in adventurers. Stop saving components like town component, because we can't ever serialize those. How do you ignore that? Like, I don't ever want this to be serialized. JSON ignore class for serialization. C#. How to exclude property. I know there's JSON ignore on properties. Can you use it on classes? Let's just try it. It might just say you can't annotate classes with it. Not valid on this. Only property indexer field. I guess I just need to omit it when it comes to serializing. Which I could put my own annotation type for that, I guess, and then put it through the system. Where do I do this? I currently just get all components. This should probably be renamed to get components to serialize. And then just don't serialize the ones. Okay, I'm going to write that in cleanup. Mark components that I don't want to serialize at all with some kind of annotation. This task is expanding. So what we want to do is we want to return container.components.where how do you check if something is a certain type? Instance c.type. Check instance of. It is just get type. There is. Okay, yeah, is. C is not town component, and C is not storeroom component. This should be replaced by an annotation at some point, but we're gonna just copy in all the stuff that I was deleting. Yeah, which is all of this. Navigation agent and animated sprite component. Yeah, so this one. To list. Okay, so to do replace with annotations on each component. All right, let's try just that out. What this should do is make it so that we don't even get this in the JSON data to begin with. A lot of little tasks I have to do here. What happened? Why is it not playing? What's going on? Maybe it was never running to begin with. I don't know. But it says building now at the bottom. There we go. All right, so I try saving. Did it save without that stuff? Nice. Good. We're making progress. This isn't working. It's just still not great yet. So figure out, where is it? Stop saving cooldown stuff. Stop saving components like town components. So that part's done. Next up, how do we get this to actually have a proper target in there? Why can't we serialize a Godot vector? Godot vector serialize. Parsing from and to a JSON file. This is like 2017. Make them serializable. This is still open. Only used for binary serialization. What is this? Not having to do hacks. Color works in vector 3 doesn't. Uh-oh. Looks like this is not going to be fixed, huh? Ignores the attributes. It serializes all public members by default, regardless of whether the class is annotated with serializable. Oh, so then vector must just not have a public. It must not have public properties in it. How's that possible? How does it even work then? Vector 2. I would need to see this, I guess. Public struct. No, everything's public. Why doesn't this work then? Do they have any sort of serialize? They have serializable, that's it. Yeah, weird. Huh. Yeah, it looks like I'm just running into this bug, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this. I'll put a reference link here. Hmm. To write my own serializer for this would be kind of obnoxious. What did other people do? They serialize it like this and then have to load it by parsing it. That definitely seems like a pain. We could just not give it a target. Oh. Yeah, this could be one of the components we just don't serialize. What would that mean? It would mean projectiles wouldn't have a target, so projectiles just wouldn't get serialized at all. Anything that's holding an item would go back into its wander state. We need to save states for that stuff too. I think we could probably safely cut this out. Man. Don't save projectiles unless it's dead simple to save them. They just can't be all that important. Yeah, I was going to say, what if you just saved when you're not in battle? But there might never be a case where you're not in battle, or so rarely that it just doesn't save any data whatsoever. Then again, actually, would it be that bad if we just took you out of a battle? Yeah, I don't know if we ever need that. I don't know if we ever really need to save whether you're in battle. Maybe we just, yeah. So even if there's a cost for entering the battle, could just be something that you lose if you leave while in a battle. Yeah, you know what? That's easy. Although that's not really what I was trying to work around here anyway. But I guess target location component would be another one of these things I just don't ever serialize. Target location component. All right, so now this would be gone for the JSON as well. We probably write somewhere why we can't serialize vectors. Write somewhere that we can't easily serialize Godot vectors. They show in the JSON data as an empty object. Wait, maybe, no. I was gonna say maybe they show as empty because it's 0, 0, but that doesn't make any sense, and they were never 0, 0. I guess technically they could have been, but there's no way they would have been every single time. And if people on GitHub are complaining about it too, then it must be a different problem. All right. So we have adventurer abilities. I guess we don't even need to save the name of the component. Yeah. Component. We could remove this. JSON ignore. Hey again, Bigfoot. I am doing well. How are you doing this afternoon? All right, so we cut that out. Now what else do we cut out? Ability doesn't need its display name. Ability, what is it? Base ability. This has a display name, yeah. So JSON ignore this too. What else are we getting rid of? Cooldown? Where's cooldown? I guess active ability has it. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's try that out. Late night, last stream of yours this afternoon. Ah, I see. Well, I hope you're doing well. You're not too tired. Although if you are tired, I will put you to sleep. We're still working on saving stuff. All right, so what do we have in here? Is in battle. Yeah, I don't know about saving this. We're not going to use this, so maybe we shouldn't save it. Adventurer component is in battle. Yeah, probably just remove this. Ignore this since we don't save battle information yet. So this will just be deleted. Is everything else good? Time elapsed. What is that? What? Oh, active abilities have a timer. Okay, that kind of clarifies that it probably shouldn't be called time elapsed. It should be like time since last use or something. But yeah, we don't want to check that in either. Good, so we'll delete this and this. All right, I mean, everything else looks pretty good. Yeah. So we still need to load in adventures, and then we need to figure out how to add components and abilities to be serialized without having to specify every single one. How would you do that? Yeah. How would you do that? Like, I don't want to do this everywhere. And same thing for abilities, like base ability. I put all this stuff at the top. Like, damn, if there are 500 abilities in the game, there will be 500 lines of annotations here. There's got to be a way to avoid that, right? Polymorphic type discriminators must specify a type discriminator for the derived class. Is there no way of doing this? Well, no better way of doing this? So the value should be that of the polymorphic base type. Customize the name. I don't care about customizing the name. No unknown derived types. What am I working on? I always try to keep the today command up to date. Although I guess it's also the title of the stream, but it's the same thing as this morning. I'm working on the save system. More specifically, I have a bunch of components and abilities in the game, and they follow an inheritance hierarchy. So component underneath that is health component, and there's stats component, and there's, pretty much like anything you can imagine for this stuff that's in the game. And then same thing for abilities. There's, execute, there's regenerate, there's whatever. Any number of abilities are in the game. When making a new one, I don't want to have to go modify this class. And I'm not sure if there's a way around that. JSON unknown derived type handling. Nearest ancestor. For use cases where attribute annotations are impractical. Aha! Aha! They have it. Use the contract model. The contract model is a set of APIs that can be used to configure polymorphism in a type hierarchy. This is exactly what I want. Default JSON type info resolver subclass that dynamically provides polymorphic configuration per type as shown in the following example. Yes. Yes. What component have I finished by now? I mean, I've started saving some data and I've loaded some very basic stuff. So you can see here's a save file. There's not a lot in here. And almost none of it's being used. But eventually it will be. Because remember, everything that you save in a game has to be loaded at some point. Otherwise, there's no point saving it. So we need to do this. And then we need to pass it in as an option to deserialization somehow. How do we... Polymorphic serialization supports derived types that have been explicitly opted in via derived type. Undeclared types will result in a runtime exception. Specified in derived types is not inherited. Morphic hierarchies are supported for both interface and classes. Type discriminators. Default converters. Okay, well, so then this is it. This is the example we have to go off of. What? Where do we put this? A type resolver? Where do we use this type resolver? Oh, there's a link for this. Customize a JSON contract. Wow. Where did I learn how to code? I've got a little command for that. Adam's code journey. JSON contract for each .NET type, which defines how the type should be serialized and deserialized. Contract is derived from the type's shape. You can customize these contracts. How to opt in. There are 2 ways to plug in. Both involve obtaining a resolver. Oh, so we just make a resolver. Type info resolver? Oh, yeah, we just make one of those. Okay. And you can add multiple. Well, well, well. Modifiers. Is this considered a modifier? What are modifiers? Type info. Custom resolver that implements JSON type info resolver. Yeah, what are modifiers here? Gets a list of user-defined callbacks that can be used to modify the initial contract. Oh, wow. Okay. I wanted just multiple resolvers, I guess, but I need to make one resolver handle multiple different types. No, there's no... There used to be commands for a lot of kind of garbage stuff. But yeah, there is a list of the commands here. That's something that never used to exist and now does. So yes, there are lots of things if you want to go scrolling through these. But I suggest jumping right to the good stuff and looking at a picture of my cat. Just love that little face. Okay, so we got to make one of these. Let's go copy it. Polymorphic type resolver. All right, we're going to save this. I don't even know where. Next to game saver or something. How old? Okay, I'm going to remind you one more time, Bigfoot, about segmenting, and then I'm going to start purging your messages. But yeah, like this did not need to be 2 separate messages. I think she's about 2 years old. Polymorphic. I'll just call it JSON type resolver. There we go. No, it's okay. I understand that people aren't used to it. And I mean, if I do end up purging you for segmenting messages, it's not like it's a ban from the channel. It'll just mean that you can't talk for another like 5 minutes or something. And either you'll get annoyed enough that it'll work itself out, or you'll probably leave the stream. And I'd feel bad if you left the stream, but I also would feel bad reading a million messages. Such is life. All right, I still have game saver, right? Yeah, I do. So we're going to put this here. This needs to be imported. Okay, what in the world's going on with this code? Base point. Is this something they did up here? Yeah. JSON type info. Get the info of the type. Base point type. Oh, interesting. Then make a polymorphism options. Okay, this is cool. So here's what I think we have to do. I think we need to make this base ability. And if it's that, and let's rename some of this stuff, base ability type. Then type discriminator property named. Is this something that they had to make? Point type? I don't know. I'm gonna call it ability type. Ignore unrecognized type discriminators. Sure. I don't know. What does this do? Revert to the contract of the base type. Yeah, probably. Whoa. Hardly difficult. Thanks for the 20 gifted subs. Wow. That was out of nowhere. I didn't even know you were watching. Yeah. By the way, I'd love to hear more about what we've been talking about on YouTube. But I recognize that it's probably deeply personal and that Twitch might not be the best venue to share. But yeah, thank you for the subs and welcome everybody. I always wonder when people gift a ton of subs if they're like, that was a good use of my money. Because I think it was a good use of your money. But it was like immediate buyer's remorse. Yeah, I haven't responded to your newest YouTube comment. Stressing right now, to be honest. Good timing on the YouTube convo. Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, that YouTube video, I reconnected recently. I had a boss at Google for, I don't know, maybe like 6 months. And I really liked that boss. We got in touch again somewhat recently. And he said, it was really hard watching that video. He said, I hope that it wasn't anything that I did or that, our organization. And I was like, I just don't think I'm compatible with corporate culture exactly. And I bet there are lots of people like that who haven't identified that that's exactly what the problem is. And I don't even think it's a choice of money versus passion or something like that. I think there's a way to kind of combine it so that it's more like, it's like you sacrifice maybe a little bit of money to find a job that's much better suited for you. I think the place I saw this skewed the most was in the nonprofit sphere. I did some stuff a while ago for First Robotics. Yeah. And I've got a link for all this stuff. And it doesn't matter for this. But anyway, it's a nonprofit. And those were some of the most passionate people I've ever seen working in what I would say are kind of bad conditions. And they weren't all computer scientists or anything. They did various things. But they just all seemed to share that passion, which is, I think, why they were in the nonprofit space. And it just, whew. Yeah. So anyway, that's one extreme. And the other extreme is working for like a FANG company and hating your job. And then you're probably maxing out on money. But yeah, there's probably a lot of jobs out there that are hard to find that are a good mix of, I like what I'm doing. I could stand to do this for a while. I'm not making a piddly amount of money. Very good that you were able to understand what you want. Well, I think there are two parts still. One is the understanding what you want. And then the other is the ability to go pursue that. So right now, like this is my job, what you see me doing. So I'm making a game and I'm mentoring people and I'm occasionally interviewing people and that's about it. I'm not really producing anything else. And I'm making a very small amount of money from this. And in 2024, that's, fine. My wife and I have kind of agreed about that. But yeah, this is not the kind of thing that anyone could just say, well, I'll just go start doing that. They've got to consider the monetary aspect. No, there's no first time I threw up on a roller coaster. Although technically, if there were a command, it would be the same response that you got already, which is there wasn't one. Technically, haven't thrown up on a roller coaster. So many factors involved. Really hard to give general advice like this. Everyone's a different spot in their life and value different aspects more. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think that's another thing that at least people kind of starting out. I know you're not in this situation, but people starting out probably just think, oh, I'm just going to grow in my career. I'm going to make more money. And like, that's almost certainly true. If you're just starting out, you probably are going to grow in your career and you probably are going to make more money at some point in your life. And then you get further into your career and different things start mattering. And I think that especially, I'm not going to get too deep here, but I think especially when your family's health starts to fail a little bit, that I think people have to make tough decisions about what matters, where do they want to live, those sorts of things. All right, this we can use. Although I had something in here somewhere. Here it was, fall back to base type. Yeah, I think that's what we want. And then derived types. Okay, how does this work? Type of... What? Is that a discriminator? It is. Oh, cool. Okay, so I think we can just put this here. By the way, Hardly, are you still working on that game where there was some like 3D, it looked kind of like a... Oh, what's that called? Anyway, the 3D machine was going and picking up resources and bringing them back. All I can think of is there's this Super Mario 64 enemy. on wet dry world, where this thing, that's what the machine looked like to me. I don't know what you call that. I don't know if that even is a machine in real life. What is that? Do they have a name of the enemies? Heave hose. These. Oh, we had JSON drive types over here. Oh, this is pretty easy then, huh? So we just want to change this to new, delete this. Type of is fine. Type discriminator isn't needed explicitly there. Put some commas, delete this stuff, and we should be good, right? Use trailing comma. Oh, we need the trailing comma. Type or namespace cannot be found. Type or namespace cannot be found. I don't know why it's telling me to use trailing commas at this point. They're already being used. I think that's it. And now I think in base ability, we can remove these. And I think everything will still work. Let's go try that out. Tried doing something as a hobby for a bit, but like your comment on energy available couldn't make real progress. Yeah. Yeah, I found that it's too much to balance to do a long-term project like that. You got to be really dedicated to it. And that's actually what led to me quitting my job back in 2015. I was doing a full-time job and we had a very vibrant social life. And then I was working on Botland back then, just kind of a hobby project. And my wife was kind of frustrated because she's like, hey, we don't really have time for social life stuff because you get done with work and you're making Botland all the time. I'm like, okay, I'll quit my job. It wasn't a threat. It was just, that's what made the most sense at the time. Because yeah, I couldn't balance it. And I think for small projects, if you work on something for like let's say you do a 72-hour game jam or something, like, yeah, okay, people can get that stuff done and still have a full-time job. But that's because it's very contained. Okay, is this working? It says game saved. Did it do it? No. Oh, I never manifested the resolver or whatever I need to do. I need to put this into game saver up here. You got to type something. Where do you type that thing? New, we need to, there, new type info resolver. Type info resolver equals new, like that. And now I think it'll work. Oh, this would be great because this was one of the things where I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this. But I think this will work, and hopefully we can come up with a way, maybe another type annotation or something, and then just find all the classes with this type. All right, so I just hit save again. And yep, we got the type discriminators in here. So now if I want it to work with another ability, I would just need to manifest all of those abilities over here. However, I think there's a way to annotate individual abilities. And we probably want like an opt-out system, but maybe we could just get can we get all subclasses of a particular class? I don't know how we're going to do this exactly. Actually, I've learned nothing. I'm too lazy to implement anything in my own routine. I find it so helpful to learn at least the most common commands that you use. And I think the easiest way to learn them is if you find yourself using a command from a menu, undo what you did and use it from the keyboard. I think that's the best way. And then for discovery, just poke around in the command palette and menus. That's about it. Am I looking to publish the game? Yeah. I'm going to publish it on Steam and itch. Undo everything. Got it. Yep. Now delete your 2 messages and undo those and then type them out with a shortcut. Make a script that just reads your thoughts. All right, so I want to get every single ability. And I think we already have a data structure for this. We do. Oh, this is going to work. Type of basic attack. Okay. So we need to get all abilities. What is this? It's an I list. Can we modify this afterward? Well, let's delete this for now. What are your ways to advertise it? I haven't fully figured that out yet. what I learned from making the last game that I worked on is you shouldn't just release a game and then move on and not touch that game anymore. And that's not exactly what I did. I tried working on it for another few months. But anyway, in that time that you're still working on it after you've launched it, I think that serves as a time for you to do any other advertising, marketing, bug fixes, etc. Also, there's this trend I've seen somewhat recently where if a game is, even if it's single player, if it's on Steam and the developer stopped actively developing it, that people will just be like abandoned game and then leave negative reviews. And I don't really understand that. Like, if you think about it, pretty much every old Mario game, like Super Mario World, is technically an abandoned game at this point. It's not like it's receiving updates or something. It's not even on a system that can receive updates. And yet it's a standalone game. It's a good game. It's a single player game. You don't need there to be patches. There aren't any like game breaking bugs in it. So if you have a single player game that just, it's good, it's working on modern computers, and I don't see why it should matter that it's abandoned. Multiplayer games are different. Multiplayer games, you kind of need a community and some content for. I feel like it's for promised features or early access. Yeah, I could understand that. Yeah, but I've seen it on like fully launched games on Steam. If a game was abandoned in early access, for that, I totally understand putting that kind of warning and leaving a negative review. Like, hey, I paid money for this game. I was essentially with the promise it was going to get finished, and it never got finished. Yeah, that makes sense. Worth a negative review, potentially. Type info dot derive morphism options dot derive types. Oh, cool. You can just add stuff. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to iterate over every single ability. And oh, we can even use their IDs as the type discriminator, although that's going to make it really hard to tell what's what. Yeah, do abilities know their IDs? No, they do not. Okay, that's fine. We'll just get the whole dictionary. We can't do that, can we? No, we can't. Well, this could be made public. Oh, wait, we have all of the ability IDs, though. Okay, we could do that. Does this return? Yeah, okay, we can do that. What happens if this doesn't exist in here? Because this can't return null, so it probably just fails. Yeah, let me try something. Let me try all ability data dot get, and then just type in a random number here. Can you not do that? Cannot convert from int to ability ID. Can I just cast it? I'm just testing something. Okay, it looks like that works. All right, let's try that. Does that fail? I think it might throw an exception. Oh, wait, but there's another thing I can do. But still, let's try this out. Did it throw an exception? It didn't. Then this must return null. Print made up ability. I think this just will print null. Wait, what's going on? This code never got hit? Oh, because it needs to actually try saving an ability? Oh, drat. Key not found exception. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. Just, who cares? We'll just go through all of the ability IDs. How do we get them all? For each ability ID in ability. Oh, yeah, enum nugget values. Oh, wow. It knows exactly what I want. I don't know if you can use the display name just like that. It might have some logic for doing something here. Let's try that, though. And this would mean that I could add all of the adventurers. Yeah. Looking for any help with graphic design, thumbnails, I can help you out. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Bigfoot. We do have an artist working on the game, or maybe you're not talking about the game. Maybe you're talking about YouTube. For YouTube, I've been kind of... Is lazy the word? Maybe lazy is the word. I've been a little lazy about YouTube lately. Yeah, you meant YouTube. Okay. Well, yeah, thank you. Whoa, what is the color of that adventurer's hair? Huh. All right, grant money and grant adventurers and save. Error saving. Okay, what happened here? Where's the error? Invalid operation exception. Trat. Ability data. Adding type. Yeah, type and the display name. Maybe the display name part failed. It's really, really hard to know. If I just put ID here, cannot convert to int. Why not? They are integers. Can I just do that? Or any other design stuff? Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I've been a little lazy about YouTube. I had taken Tuesdays off in order to make YouTube videos. And really, it took pretty much all of Tuesday to make those. And then a bunch of stuff happened and I got busy. And then I started working on Skeleseller instead. Green hairline. Hey, Rami. Rami, I was talking about you today in the mentoring session. People are like, who's this Rami that he's mentoring? So you're basically a celebrity now. In fact, I think if I just scroll up far enough in chat. Yeah. Danthus was asking, what Rami is Adam talking about? And then Max said he's a moderator here, also in career mentoring. So there you did. You got it. You made it. You're the greatest, Rami. Yeah, I think this was a problem with it just trying to save. Yeah. There's a problem with it trying to save with a display name that probably couldn't be converted because of maybe the space or the exclamation mark or something. Yeah, no Rami with an I. Ugh. Oh, what a name. Now let's try doing this. Grant money. We save the mage. Is there a mage in here? There it is. So 4, 14, and 17. And this kind of defeats the purpose of needing an ID as well. So I guess base ability, delete the ID. Do you see Elfin? No, but this is just someone who makes stuff on itch. Yeah, I would say the art style is similar. Are these higher resolution? Actually, I'm surprised I hadn't seen this. Where is the where are the characters? Oh, these. What resolution are these? More information. I can't tell. Yeah, I can't tell. Yeah, what I got was Super Retro World. Where's the full thing here? I mean, it was $50. We got a bunch of packs I don't really need, but yeah, it was nice to get at least some stuff. I guess I'm just going to ignore the first break I should have taken. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I got this working. I deleted that. And yeah, so now we got to delete the component stuff. This should all be able to go away. And then I don't want to serialize other components. I need to figure out how to skip those. We only get one polymorphic whatever JSON resolver. So this is if it's an ability. And I guess for that, let's put this into its own thing. I'll copy this out of here. So we'll make a private. Wait, there's only what? There's only one of these? Gets or sets a configuration object specifying polymorphism data. Type info. Is this happening every single time we read a type? Oh, that's not what I was thinking. This is, hang on a second. Does this have the discriminator in it? No. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm a little confused because this looks like it's potentially a callback, but maybe it's only called once to form a contract. What does this do? Yeah. I'm a little confused. I think this is getting called multiple times. Let's just print it out. gd.print. This is being called. Oh, I can't do that because I put this here. I hope it's only getting called once, but it's possible it's getting called a bunch of times. No, it's only called once. Oh, it's only called on demand once. And then when you go to load, excuse me. Okay, yeah, loading's probably broken because I probably messed something up. What is it saying? Ability, component ability is not known. Why? That shouldn't be happening. Because why is that happening? Ability type 8. Ability type 8 should be execute. Yeah, it's execute. Execute shouldn't need to do anything special for this. That implies that I saved something wrong. Confused. Yeah, I'm confused about this. Oh, maybe because base ability takes an ID and I ignored that? That's possibly why. Let's see if that's the case. But I thought there was a way around that too. Oh, darn it. I gotta start writing some notes on this. I thought this was more straightforward. All right, so I save and no, it still fails. Okay, so then it's probably the type discriminators that I messed up. Is that the problem? Components ability 0. Yeah. All right, cool. So I can still ignore that. Save JSON has the ID in it now, right? Yeah. Yeah, what am I doing wrong? The whole point of these discriminators is so that we can figure out what type this resolves to. Why did it work when it was on base ability? The only difference is I was using string discriminators, not ints. I don't see why that would matter. I don't see why that would matter. Well, color me confused. Have you tried opening your eyes? No. I'm coding like Neo. Just see numbers falling from the top of the screen. Why is this off? Is that why this happened? I didn't mean for that to be commented out. I must have accidentally selected more lines than I intended. That might just fix everything. Did it work? No. It didn't. Your 36 color pen set. That's child's play. Need one of those like 218 crayons. I don't know what I've done wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see if this worked. Like maybe I'm somehow adding these wrong. Yeah, I don't have a lot of ideas here. No, that still fails. What have I done? What have I done? Hey, Raimu. Have I tried turning it off and on again? Only off, not back on. All right, we're going to try something here. Does this work? These should be identical, what I've just done. So if this somehow works, then I am in the dark. I expect this to fail, though. Yes, it did fail. Okay, well, at least it failed identically. And in the end, isn't that all anyone wants? Is for things to fail predictably. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Wouter. Oh man, Wouter, I wanted to message you the other day about what you were talking about. The things aren't going the best. But things have been nuts here. Just nuts. Been a lot of stuff happening. It failed in a past sort of way. Can't it pass in a past sort of way? How do I get that to happen? What was I gonna even look into? I had this working, but I only had this working when I guess I was using. Wait, what's this? Use the default type property of left unset. Okay, I don't care about this. Delete that. I don't think this matters. Not easily explained over text anyway. Much easier for me to verbalize it, honestly. I see. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have the time for a call anytime soon. I feel like we've got plans constantly, but things are just, like I said, busy lately. But either way, I hope it gets better. I hope things start looking up. All right, what have we got? It should have saved with type. Yeah, type is there. Just type and level. It's exactly what I want. I just can't figure out why this isn't working though. Unless I'm deserializing without using the same thing. Game saver. Are you using? Oh man, if I please tell me I'm not messing this up. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Do I just need to put like JSON options in here or whatever? What did I even call this? Serialize options? No, it's serialized. These are deserialized. Oh, maybe deserialized has its own options? Oh my god, they're called serialized options. Oh, is that really the problem? Oh, I would, I guess because it's a custom serializer. Oh, that's why. Ooh. Okay, does that fix it? It did fix it. Okay. Thank goodness. Oh, this is so challenging. I didn't expect it to be like this. Do we have, this is really hard to read. Oh, it's hard to read because, never mind. I should just take a break. Where are the abilities? Here they are. Do we have all of our abilities? Execute. Yep. Quick strike. Yep. And Cloak of Shadows. Yeah. Woo. All right. So the test that I wanted to do that I couldn't do until hopefully just now is, can we serialize and deserialize every class? So if I just hit the play button here and I go and hire all of the adventurers and save and load. Yeah, it works. Now, this is probably going to be quite a lot to look through here. So we got the first adventurer. Let's just look at the second one. That should be enough. The second one is the mage. Yeah, mental swiftness, fireball, lightning zaps. We did it. We did it. My agenda is mostly empty these days. Well, I'll write it down and I will try to figure out when I can do this. I have a bridge note. Talk to Wouter. That pasted weirdly. There. Cool. Cool. Okay, next is the component thing. JSON resolver. All right, we're gonna get this to work. So this was abilities. So we're gonna say something like set up abilities. I guess taking JSON type info. Yeah. Now I can sleep in peace because this is working. You would have had a very fitful sleep. And then we just take in JSON type info. Looking good. All right, next up, we got to do this for components. So this was, can we do switch JSON type info dot type case? What is this doing? Can't we just do case base ability type? Oh, because it's not a... Can we do this? Nope, apparently not. Okay, fine. We'll just stick to an if statement. There are only going to be 2 of these branches anyway, I think. Hey, Ego VP. I just wish he would code in Rust. I think the only way to code in Rust and Godot right now is with, I think, Bevy. And I'd have to like remake some parts of the game. Use JSON type info switch syntax if you want as well. You mean a switch expression? Maybe I'm not seeing how I would do that exactly. But like I said, this shouldn't be too bad to just do things this way. Yeah. Okay, I'm aware of the switch expression. It's just the switch expression is when I know there's a value I want to set. So like an R value. And I want to just compare the types here. All right, so this is base ability type, which technically we could just put here. This next one is going to be type of component. And that's going to be this kind of component. And that's where all of this stuff showed up. Yeah. Fall back to base type. Was that on base ability as well? All right, so delete all of this. And then do set up components. And then copy paste this whole thing. Set up components. Get rid of the, this is being called. All right, so same thing here. Ignore and recognize type discriminators, fall back to base type. That stuff's fine. Now we need to set up all of these. I'm going to just hard code them for now, and then we're going to see how we can do this in a better way. So this type of, delete the type discriminator. All right. There. Now get the actual components. Why is this a problem? Oh, because I need new. There. All right, so with abilities, we have every ability listed in the game. With components, I think we need to annotate them and then fetch all of the ones with an annotation. Oh, does that make sense? Which way makes more sense? Include by default or exclude by default? Probably exclude. I don't actually know. It all depends on how many abilities or how many components we have of each kind. So I guess let's just look through all of them, right? We'll do this, copy path, then CD to that. And then what? There's a way to do what I'm trying to do here, and I don't know how to do it. BB copy. Oh, that worked. Okay, cool. Yeah, so now we can just look through these. So abilities was a yes. Yes. This is a no. Yes. It was battle team. We're probably not gonna persist battles. That's a question mark. Belongs to shop. What's this used for? Vendors? Oh, item displays? I don't think we need this. No, yeah, I don't think we need this. Corresponds to adventure. This is a battle thing. Disappears at battle stage end is definitely a battle thing. I guess it's also a question mark. Disappears when dead is a battle thing. Effects component. This is only added right now during battles. But maybe that's not true in the future. All right, well, question mark again. What is this for? This is probably not needed. Grid position is for battles. Health component is a yes. Held item component is probably a yes. What? This isn't the component. What is this doing there? I seeks target. Why are you in the components folder? Huh. Must have gotten lazy. Money component, probably yes. Navigation is a no. Shop is a no. Shop keep. What are you? You have a shop. Quests available. We need that. But we don't need the other stuff. I'm going to put a question mark for that one. Storeroom is a no. Target items display is probably a no. Probably a no. Probably a no. And this is a question mark, actually. Okay, so how many check marks do we have? 6. How many X's do we have? 9. Should probably be exclude by default. And if all these question marks turn to no's, which I'm kind of leaning toward doing that, then, well, yeah, I guess the question marks would push it in the other direction, right? How many of those do we have? 8. So it would be 14 versus 9, or 6 versus 17 or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I think exclude by default. Okay, so that means that we need an include annotation. So anything annotated with an include thing. So how do you make an annotation in C#? Make annotation. There's some like official document on this, Microsoft.com. Attributes. Oh, are they not called annotations? I've been calling them annotations this whole time. Attributes provide a powerful method of, yeah, I've been calling them the wrong thing. Does Java call them annotations? Is that where I'm getting that parlance from? Annotations. Yes, it does. Okay. Then I don't feel so bad. What does Python call them? Because I know Python also has them. Annotations, yeah. All right, well, whatever. Microsoft is wrong. These are annotations now. So how do you make one? Create custom attributes. Create your own custom attributes by defining an attribute class, a class that derives directly or indirectly from attribute. Okay, suppose you want to tag types with the name of the programmer who wrote the type. You might define a custom author attribute class. Okay, I mean, this looks pretty straightforward. It looks like I just copied this, put this into maybe components here, save this as serialized component. There's already a serializable thing. Why am I doing this? Yeah, I think we can just use a serializable annotation and then fetch all the components with that. Yeah, I don't think we need this. All right, let's try it with just health component, I guess. Let's put serializable here. Well, now at least I don't have to make my own annotation. Now there's got to be some way to fetch all children of component that are attributed with serializable. Don't know how you do that, but there's got to be a way to do that. Access attributes using reflection. Can you get all classes annotated with a... You can get custom attributes of a type. Okay, so can I get all of the C# get all derived classes? Yeah. Get all derived types of a type. Domain assembly and stuff. Get types is assignable from, oh man. Well, thankfully this only happens once. Okay, yeah, let's try this. So what are we doing here? We're going back to our JSON resolver and we're deleting all of this nonsense. And then we're getting app domain. Type of B is assignable from type. Component is assignable from. Query clause should follow previous. This is a weird way of doing things. I think I'm just going to write this out by myself. So var component types equals app domain dot current domain. Select many. Domain assembly dot get types. And P is not abstract. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I just want to print these out and see what these are. All right, breakpoint, and now we run. So ideally, everything in that are all of the derived component classes, like health component and whatever else. Are they? Component types 25. I mean, it's looking promising so far. Helper component. Okay, that we don't want. Secondary helper component. Why is it getting these? Okay, I want to ignore the stuff in the tests section probably. But yeah, everything else here is good. We had 23. We know we had 23 because this list ended at line 23. And then 2 extras are from the test assembly. So how would I cut out the, maybe we can get the namespace? Or maybe we could just include these. They're not serializable, right? And even if they are serializable, it doesn't really matter because we're never gonna have this. Yeah, so whatever. I think we're pretty good. So now let's just go code this thing. So we got all the types. Now we want to go through all of them for each type in types, add type in name, component type.name, component type. Interesting. But then if you ever change the name, this is going to break. Do components have anything else to identify them? They have a... No, they don't. They use the type. I guess that's it. Okay, well, we could put in an ID. That's a little bit more resilient to name changes. Because what I would hate to have happen is we change health component to life component or something, and then everything just breaks. And that would be bad. That would be really bad. So we only have one of these marked serializable. Now we need to somehow figure out how do you check if something is serializable. And there was a way to get the attributes, system.attribute. And then we check if an attribute is a certain thing. System.attribute dot get, it's not custom. Can you specify the name of it? Assembly and type, what? Retrieves a custom attribute applied. Parameters specify the assembly and the type of the custom attribute. Oh, the type of the attribute. Okay, that's what I want, I guess. The assembly, though. What is an assembly in this case? I'm going to just try stuff. We're going to put this component type, and then we're going to put type of serializable. Well, that doesn't seem to work. Can you do serializable dot type? Nope. I don't know how you get this. Author attribute. Oh, it's called serializable attribute? Oh, it's possibly this one? Is this what I'm assigning when I assign serializable to something? I don't know. Serializable. Where do you, where? Microsoft.com. Serializable attribute. Yeah, what is this? Examples. Yeah, this is what I want. What do you call this thing? Makes the attribute at the end of the type optional. Okay, so this is called serializable attribute, but then it's not JSON serializable attribute. Then how do I get this thing? System.runtime? Oh, here it is. Does that work? Name does not exist. What? I don't know what I'm doing right now. Oh, let's go back to health component and let's try to figure out where this thing comes from. System.serializable attribute. Yeah, that's what I want. System.serializable attribute. Maybe this is just not a thing I can put here. Is a type which is not valid. Am I not supposed to pass in the type? That's literally what I need to pass in here. I need to do typo for that? It says it's already a type though. Huh. Okay, yeah, let's see if that works. Thanks, Arisha. So now, how do you check if this thing exists? So yeah, attribute, question mark, serializable attribute. So if that's not null, then add it here. All right, and then let's just print this out as long as we're doing it. Added component type, yeah. Oh, all right. Oh, type is serializable is added to that? Okay, that would be an easier way of checking it, I guess. Well, let's take a look. Did it work? Yeah, it worked. Okie dokie. Now, what about that Space Cadet just said? Could I have just done component type dot is serializable? This is deprecated. Obsolete. Formatter based serialization is obsolete and should not be used. They don't tell you what you should use instead. That is silly. What? Is that /0 not supposed to be there? That looks like a formatting problem. List of diagnostics. It's a placeholder replaced by the compiler. Well, it wasn't. Okay. Whatever. I guess whatever. Yeah, I don't care. I should have tried compiling to see it. Yeah, as long as I have a way that works, that's all that I need. All right, this is pretty slick. Now let's fix our many, many problems that we have here. Done with that. Fix all. Done with that. And then I think this is just a hallucination. I don't think there's any issue in this file anymore, but I don't think it's fixed unless I restart VS Code. Even rebuilding doesn't fix it. Yeah. It says closing brace should be followed by a blank line, but it is. And I think the only way to fix this is to just restart all of VS Code. Restart. Not even restart the extension host, just restart like everything. What? There, yeah, language server. Is that what I want? I don't know, whatever. I'll just quit the whole thing. Goodbye, VS Code. Hope you work better next time. Verifying. That does not strike confidence into my heart. Let's see. I like looking at all the updates. Incoming, outgoing changes graph. Visualize incoming and outgoing changes in source control view. What's that? Use a graph to visualize incoming and outgoing changes. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can enable this with show history graph. Oh, they made links to this? Wow, that's really cool. Let's try that out. How do we do it now? Where do you see this? Do I need to restart this? Performance gets important. Cache the types that have serializable attribute because reflection is quite expensive. Oh yeah, that is only done once, and it's only when I start to save or load, so it shouldn't be too bad. I don't know where you even see this thing. Where's the update nodes? Update. Patch notes. Where do you change it? There it was. Release notes. Am I misunderstanding this? You can enable this by using this. Try it out and let us know what you think. I don't see where you do this. Here they have incoming and outgoing. They're in the same view as I am. Maybe it's when you don't have stage changes. Or maybe it's only when you committed something. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, you need to have commits. Yeah, okay. I'm going to just turn this off. Well, I don't know. Let's leave it on for now. All right, what's next? Python environments, don't care. Smart send in native REPL. I'd like to see what this is, but I probably don't care. Smart send. Fail. That's the minimum executable code in a non-nested scenario. Okay, sure. Copilot extensibility. Interesting. Profiles editor. Don't care. Actually, I don't think I care. Oh, neat. They added UI for this. All I want is that it never switches back to my default one, which I can't figure out. More variable options. Don't care. TypeScript 5.5. Yeah. Well, anyway, I really like that they're getting updates, even though this particular set does not really impact me too much. But maybe I like that history graph. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Proving that I did not have a problem here because that just went away. All right, so where do we stand on this? Figure out how to add components without having to specify every single one. Done. Consider using this library. I don't think we're going to need it, assuming this works. I guess I'll just keep this here for now. So I think we've saved everything, but well, not saved everything. We've saved stuff, but we haven't loaded even the stuff that we've saved so far. And then we need to save even more stuff. So let's try it out. We're going to hit save and then load. Load is going to do pretty much nothing. Load is also going to totally fail. Oh yeah, because I forgot to mark. Oh my God. Forgot to mark that these other components need to be serializable. What are the other components? Component. Oh wait, no. I have the list open right over here, right? Where is it? This one. Yeah, so we need to go into all of these and just make sure they're all marked with serializable. So abilities component, serializable. Okay. Adventurer component. Why is that not working here? Is it? I think it's part of system, but this, for whatever reason, doesn't know that it's part of system. Oh, maybe because if it were attribute, it would know. No, it doesn't know regardless. Okay, well, whatever. Using system is all we need. All right. Next up is battle stats. Then health, I already did. Held item. Is this going to reorganize usings for me? What is this? Field item is a member of type held item, which is serializable, but is of type item, which is not serializable. Oh, interesting. Oh, man, we got to make items serializable. Guess it's nice that it warns me about that. And then money component. Done. Und now V-test. I think now it's going to work because we only had 5 components anyway. Let's try it out. All right, yeah. We got to this. If I hit the play button here and go to save, we have our adventurer with components here. Ability, health, battle stats. Nice. Now, there's one other problem, which is I don't even know if we should serialize this. Your battle stats technically come from the game itself, and it's just your level that's needed. Actually, so does your life. I did not think about this. Yeah, what happens if we update like a level 1 adventurer has 100 life instead of 150? I guess that would be fine. But what if we updated them to have 500? Then it wouldn't be fine. Also, does anything restore your life at the beginning of battle? This is totally separate, but I think something needs to do that. Health component from players here. We just clone it. Yeah, we should restore it. Huh. Well, I guess I could write that down as a tiny note. Set life of adventurer battlers to 100% when they join a battle. It's kind of unrelated though. Yeah, not needed nowadays. Yeah, I think that's what Blub was saying too, that I've copy pasted. In fact, I should just delete this. Okay, so the task at hand would be to load in adventurers. Load. So we have storeroom.load. So we're doing nothing with the adventurer data, and we need to do something with it. We need to first start by deleting all of the adventurers that you have. I don't think we have an easy way of doing that. So let's go find out. Hire adventurer. What do we do here? Get next adventurer class. Get adventurers. Okay, that's going to be fine. Modify money. That's totally fine. Don't care. Don't care. We can wipe out this entire node, I think. Adventurer.init. Add child position. Create hired. Update available skill points. Okay, update available skill points. We need that. Update available skill points. So load. That's not what I meant to do. Load. Update available skill points. And we need this. I am also going to write another little cleanup thing in here. Unrelated. Write a function to remove all children of a Godot node. I end up writing that a decent amount. Maybe take in an argument for whether it should free/q free/do nothing. Hang on one second. Huh, weird. There was a bird or something hitting the window. So get the adventurers node. This is not a cleanup thing. Town's adventure node should be saved off. All right, so get the node, free all the children. This is something we do in the storeroom, right? Yep. Okay, so get that. So free all children and then hire adventurers again. It's gonna drive me nuts. It's gonna drive me nuts. There's just so much stuff to do here. I just need to take a break. I know I've been saying that now, which indicates I should have just taken the break already. Where do we... This just hires a random one? No. You poor fool of a code. Hire specific adventurer. And then what do we take in? A class here? For hire class to use, adventurer class. Yeah, adventurer class. All right, I'll just combine these myself. So, whoa, what is going on? Copy, paste this into here. So all hire random adventurer is going to do is this. Hire adventurer class to use. Cool. And then hire adventurer is going to do this. Class to use. Oh, I guess we need the cost of that. Where'd the cost come from? I just deleted it. All right, where do we get that? Hello, cost. I need you. Cost of next adventurer, yeah. Then we can rename class to use to adventurer class. All right, I think that's good. All right, we're getting there. We are getting there. Then we need to just set the level after this. So now we iterate over for each adventurer save data. What is adventurer save data? Components. List of components. We have a list of adventurer save data though. Yeah. Adventurer save data in, yep, that. This is not correct at all. They're going to be hire adventurer. Get their class. We don't have their class. It's in a component. Yeah, so there are some problems here. Another problem is that we have no way of saving where the adventurer was in town. Although, I guess we could just spawn him anywhere. All right, I should probably take a break. All right, where I left off. Loading in adventurers, but we just have components and no easy way to use them. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Is it jump time? Okay, stupid caption thing. Why are you not? Where are my captions? Is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, have fun. Be back in a bit. Hi. With only 3 players, you're guaranteed to come in the top 3. Good job, everybody. You all win. Close the game. All right, what is wrong with my captions? Close the game. I shouldn't need to angrily shout into my computer. What did it heard was the game. Whatever. Loading in adventures where you just have components and no easy way to use them. So yeah, I kind of merged ways that I was doing this, which is sort of stupid. We have 2 things we could do here. We could have either loaded in all of the data we think we should have for an adventurer, or we could just load in all of the components. And I opted for this way, which means that now we have fully formed components. So we can't really call hire adventurer. I mean, there are ways we can kind of get around this. We could just get the component that has the adventurer class. Adventurer class component C equals adventurer save data dot where, or components dot where, and then C is adventurer class component. I just want the first one of these. Is there a predicate for that? Any? No. Find maybe? First? I think it's just where and then first. Single? Returns the only element of a sequence. The single taken a predicate? Nope. Yeah, I think whatever. I'll just do things the way we have it right now. All right, so where C is adventurer class component, it's not even called adventurer class component though, it's just adventurer component. Yeah, okay. Oh, thanks, PRR. Imagine if you caught me on my first day of coding or something, and I was like, oh, that is what I wanted. Just looks like someone's randomly going into streams. Really unblocked me there. All right, so we get the component and then we hire an adventurer of that class. Except for this is not going to fill in anything else like the level or the skills that you chose. So we need to populate all that stuff to do fill in levels, skills that you chose, etc. This is kind of dumb. Kind of dumb that I decided to mix these ways of doing things. Like I'm now searching through components so that I can form the components again. I just feel like this is not the way I should have done things. But we need to construct the class first. I can't think of any other way we would do this. Hire adventurer needs to call this init, which is going to set up all these things. And then we need to copy over the components, I guess. I guess we could do that. Yeah. I guess I didn't really think about that. So copy over any components that we deserialized here. This is probably going to cause some like really weird bugs in the future where there's a component that refers to another component. Now we don't have the right references anymore. All right, so how do we even do this? You need to iterate over each component. Should know where this is. And then first we remove the component. What's the difference between these two things? Remove component. One. All right, there are 2 functions for this. What? There's a remove component and a remove component from entity and a remove component. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. One calls the other one. So it's just how do you want to specify it? Got it. All right, remove component from entity. We need to specify the type. Yeah, I don't have the type, do I? Hey, gonna Pressel? Things have been pretty quiet in chat today. And I recognize, I mean, I'm talking to people as they talk, but I'm not really posing any conversation topics. I was watching another streamer. Well, I watch them on YouTube, and they said that there were two like go-to bottom of the barrel questions if you if you really want to generate conversation in the stream. And one of them was something like, "What's your favorite candy bar?" I don't know if I've tried asking that. Show your game, not code. I'll do that in a bit. I can show you, but I need to finish writing at least this first. Yeah, days like this happen. I'm not like worried or anything. I'm mostly just trying to be productive, not necessarily grow the stream or anything. Okay, so we want to remove component by type, which I don't know how we even do. Can we do get type here? I don't know if you can use generics this way. Adventurer. We don't have the adventurer here. This should return the hired adventurer, I guess. Oh, I'm mostly just kidding, but it is still fun to talk about, I guess. Pressel, can you link a picture to the candy bar that you're talking about? And what's my favorite thing? I think it just needs to meet these two requirements: peanut butter and chocolate. I feel like those two things go well together. So well together. Have a random hot take like Russ is bad. I had a list of things that I said that I had just naturally said that pulled a ton of people out of lurking somehow. And I should probably look at that list again at some point and just see what it was that I'd said. I don't mind if people lurk. I totally, yeah. Everything's fine. Again, there's no problem here. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do. Oh yeah, we need to get the last hired adventurer. So this should probably return them. Adventurer. Return null in this case. And then return hired. Return the adventurer. Good. Cool. Same thing from here. All of this one doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, this one doesn't matter. The image isn't really an attractive representation of the candy bar, but trust me, it's great. What does this look like? It looks kind of like a Snickers bar, I guess. Or maybe 100 grand? Yeah, 100 grand. Yeah. 100 grand candy. I wonder if that's what you're talking about. Oh, how do we see the actual, yeah, this. It's more caramely though, I guess. Hey, how you doing? Been a while since I popped in. Welcome back, Caleb. Thanks for resubbing. Thanks for coming back too. I've been doing well. I was just saying to Jen, I guess, that I will show the game in a little bit so you can see the progress that's been made. But I want to finish this up first. But yeah, things have been good. They've been pretty busy. I'm no longer sick. Looks like lion. No. Blob. Lion's an animal. Those are two totally different things. This is Skelesellers, right? Skeleseller. Yeah. All right, so once we get the adventurer that we have here, adventurer equals. So now we need the adventurer, get type. Is this even a valid line of code? I don't think so. Yeah, no, we need to, How do we do what I'm trying to do? I can only get a component by a type if I know the type at compile time, I guess. So, yeah. I don't exactly know how I would do this. Type t equals t dot get type. So we can't do this. Yeah, because we can't do that. All right, so how do we use variable in generic? Yeah, it's compile time stuff. You can call generic method with types only known at execution time, but you have to use reflection. Okay, that's not going to be a good idea then. We need a way of... How am I going to do this? I know the types... No, I don't know the types of compile time of anything. Let's look at add component for a second. We check if there's already a component with this thing. Throw if null, if existing component, this. Yeah. I could write something in here that removes the existing component. Yeah, okay, I'll do that for right now. Good and plenty. Oh. Raimu. These things suck. I mean, people must have thought they were popular or thought they were good, or else they wouldn't have sold. But man, I never liked these. Then again, I don't really like black licorice. I tried something. Oh, what was it called? There's some, I think it might be Dutch. Let me look this up. There's some like really strong licorice that people, what's it called? I don't remember the name of this. Anyway, someone brought it in the office at one point, and it's like a treat. People enjoy this in the world, and yet we were using it as like a prank pretty much of, hey, try this, and people would make this like disgusted face because it's just too different a flavor profile from what people are used to, and it was very strong. I don't even know if I tried any. I just saw the faces people were making. Okay, so then let's write something here. Public static void remove component by type node entity component. Wait, how do we even do this? We can't. I don't think what I'm trying to do is possible here. Yeah. The only way this works in add component is because we genericized the function to begin with. We could find it by name. Yeah, we could find it by name. How does that work? Move component from entity. Move component. It has to be the exact same component though. This is so bad. This is so bad. Public static void remove component by name. String component name, yeah. There is no get component by name, right? Did we do this? We got get component group name. Oh man. All right, so all we need to do is find the component in the component holder. How does the component holder hold them? Just a collection. So just go through the collection and find the one with the right name. Container dot components dot. It's not even remove all. It's just find that. Where C name equals this. So component with name dot first or default. Drop where and move the condition into first or default. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. All right, and then if that exists, is not null, then remove it. So this kind of sucks. All right, now we do ECS dot remove by name, adventurer C dot name, and then ECS dot add. Oh wait, now we're just gonna run into this problem, aren't we? Yep. Yep, we are. Do we need T here for this? I guess if we didn't, we need to find it by name. I was talking about some kind of salted licorice, but it had a special name, whatever I was whatever they're, oh, maybe it was, I don't remember. These don't ring a bell. But yeah, it was probably just this, but it was some like super strong thing. Drop? What are you, what? Are we talking about licorice or are we talking about code? Because drop could kind of apply to both. So I could write a function that is add component that is not generic. You have alcohol at your office? Oh, the Dutch licorice candy? Oh, I wouldn't know it by, yeah, I wouldn't know it by that name. It was probably, anyway, it's like a decade ago, but it was probably a name that started with an S that was possibly close to the thing that I'd read on the Wikipedia page. But yeah, I don't remember. So this will return the component. Add component, component. I mean, it's all the same code, but instead of this, we would do get by name. ECS dot get component. Wait, what? Did I say remove by name? Oh my God. All right. This is annoying. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember and it wasn't like a branded thing. This person just had a container they just brought from home of this. I don't even know where they got it from. And like I said, this is so long ago that I'm not going to be able to remember more details at this point. Oh man, I want a way of, I mean, I guess we could do what I'm trying to do. I just need to keep coding in this direction, which maybe we should do. Let me finish writing it out and we'll just see what happens. What is this? Complete the task associated with this to do. Oh, this is another one of those weird problems. All right, so remove by name. I guess we have a public static void get component by name node entity string component name, which is all of this code. It's not void also. This is not a very good way of doing this, but works. Now we do this here. Get component with name, component name. Delete this. There's no argument that corresponds to this. Sure. Okay, now add component. Can call this existing component equals get with name. If it's not null, entity already has a component with name, component name, and do all the add stuff. Great. All right, we got to really simplify that code. We got to probably totally change all of this stuff, and then we need to use this. So remove component by name is going to be this, and then add component, and we should be good here. Possible null reference argument for parameter entity. Adventurer can be null? Oh yeah, it can be. Oh, but in our case, it shouldn't be. So we could just put an exclamation mark here. A local parameter named C cannot be used because I already defined it somewhere else. Right there, yep. All right, well, let's rename this to comp, and then this to ACC, and this back to C. Okay, let's try this out. Oh man, this is a mess. So yeah, for anyone who was looking for what the game looked like, and the person who asked earlier has already left, but yeah, I've changed a bit. I don't know when everybody last saw it, or if there's, I'll just demo it like it's the first time, I guess. So this is Skeleseller. You're running a town. You start battles. Your characters do battle automatically. And when you win those, you get items. They go into your town. which then your characters will go stock the shops. Get rid of this. Stock the shops, and customers can go and buy those items. And I just set it so the customers immediately react to an item being placed. They shouldn't do that in the future. And then, yeah, with the money you earn, you can upgrade your adventurers and your town and everything. So what we're testing here is, can we save the game and then can we load it? And let's try loading it. That failed completely. Entity already has a component with the name abilities component. That means the deletion code did not work. So let's put a breakpoint here. So the first component, acc.name. Oh, that's the problem. Should have been C. Okay. Let's start that again. I can't prove that this works, I guess. Can I? I guess we could hire another adventurer. So now we have two. When I load the game, they both come out of the portal. But the important thing is they need to have the same skills and everything. Oh, that's a problem. Rogue mage, rogue mage, rogue mage. You like butter, but all the butter you bought has been really bad. You never know when your home country adds an ingredient to something that you don't realize should even be in that thing. For America, a lot of times it's sugar. And I'm aware that this is the case. So in America, it's kind of hard to find bread without sugar. And I mean, like the bread I buy from the grocery store, it doesn't have a lot, but it's like a gram per slice or something. Although some bread that you buy has more than that. And then, yeah, I guess Americans who travel abroad are sometimes like, why does the bread taste weird? So maybe something like that is happening for you with butter. Although I don't know what you would add or remove from butter. So in this case, the skill tree doesn't know to delete this thing. We basically need to like set everything up all over again, right? Because this just knows when you hire an adventurer. Hired, yeah, here. You're just buying the wrong kind. You're buying molasses. This tastes really sweet for some reason. Doesn't spread at all like butter. Yeah, I guess it's possible. And I guess the other thing too is, at least in the US, there are a lot of products that are like butter but aren't butter. Never had maple syrup pancakes until that trip, and those were amazing. Yep, they are pretty good. All right, so what we need to do is we need to delete everything. Maybe there should be like an on-load game that will reset the state of everything. I'll write that in cleanup at the very least. I'm going to probably try to finish this feature tomorrow. Consider an on-load game that resets the state of everything so that I don't need explicit function calls. How come no one's told you about this? Have you ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Not everybody likes peanut butter, and not everybody can even eat peanut butter, but they're great. And they travel really well too. So if you're ever going on a long train or a plane trip or something. But yeah, if you haven't had one of these. And then the other thing, this is like pure sugar, but a peanut butter and fluff sandwich, which is marshmallow and does not show up when you search for this on Bing, but maybe on Google. Yeah, this, like I said, it's like pure sugar, but it's pretty tasty. I can't touch the things anymore. I have shown this to two different people in my life from different cultures. One person was Russian, the other person was Indian, and they both said it was good. You don't get free food. I guess it depends on how much the tickets are. I don't know how much first class tickets are for on a train. Just listing abominations. That's blasphemy. It's not an abomination. Yeah. What's your favorite snack then, Tripod? What's your favorite abomination? So the skill tree, we pass this into the character selector so that we can add a button, and we just never remove buttons here. So we at some point need to remove buttons. That's funny. There is this in ready. So we could say public void reset to fresh. I don't know. Reset to fresh. I don't know why this doesn't pop up in other ways. I'll write this up in unrelated cleanup stuff. But this collection can be initialization, can be simplified. This is in character selector. Beans on toast and a poached egg for a treat. I remember the first time I ever poached an egg was as an adult. And I was like, is this how it's supposed to taste? And I think I did it correctly, but it was too much work. So now I just scramble eggs. $300. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's enough where they should give you probably some food because that's like a plane ticket. Although I guess most plane tickets are $300 and like minimally, and they don't give you food unless you're in. No, actually, that's not true. Yeah, I think they do give you food on long enough flights. All right, well, this reset to fresh thing exists. We should probably have something like that for skill tree as well. Public void reset to fresh. Call it on the character selector. And then do we have anything to do here about this? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, what state is there? There's update a bunch of labels, but this is all going to get automatically updated. Yeah, I think we're probably fine. Let's just try calling this. Skill tree dot reset. Okay. Oh, nice, Caleb. Yeah. Now let's try it out. We're going to load up the skill tree thing. We're going to hire another adventurer. We're going to save and then load. And the mage does not show up anymore. Because it's broken. Cannot access a disposed object. What's going wrong here? Update available skill points. Character selector, highlight skill buttons. Are there listeners for these things? Character selector. Buttons by class. Oh yeah, that's a problem. So reset to fresh needs to clear this out. Clear. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. Now let's try rerunning that. It's working. I think it's working. The next thing we would need to do is add skill points and then save that. So now quicker strike has 3 points. Does that get saved somehow? It does. There it is. 3 points. So now when we reload the game completely, that way it's proof we did not have this character originally, and then we hit load game. That's a problem. Not enough money to hire an adventurer. Whoops. I don't think that worked. Yeah, I don't think it set the ability to the right level. Yeah, of course not, because nothing knows how to do that. But maybe if we put a point in manually, it'll like automatically update itself. Nope. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. What if I hit save? Does it? Yeah, it knows what its level is, but the UI doesn't reflect it. All right, that's what I expected though. Loaded adventurers show, make sure the skill tree updates the number of allocated /free points. the in-memory value should be correct, but the UI doesn't know about it. What was it gonna do? It's gonna do something. Oh yeah, money. You need money. There's money. Wait, no, that's the problem. We can't have this cost money. Yeah. Yeah, when we hire an adventurer, we need to bypass the monetary cost for this. So this is more like add adventurer. Private adventurer question mark add adventurer. No, this will always return an adventurer. Yes. So this can be void again. Probably. Ah, God. Let me just, whatever. Copy paste this into here. So we don't want a money check in here. We don't want that. We do want adventurer class to be in here. So this all looks great. And then this should return this. And then instead of hiring an adventurer, we just add an adventurer. Adds an adventurer without considering the cost. And this is adds an adventurer, but considers the cost of purchasing that, well, not purchasing, hiring that adventurer. Yeah, cool. One candy bar question. I honestly, I probably should focus a little bit more on that, because even if I don't participate in the conversation, it's probably still nice to have some chat going on, because I'm just coding. People are probably watching and being productive or just falling asleep and nothing in between. You're either working yourself right now or you are zonked out. So this is going to be add adventurer. We don't need to do this. Copy over any components. This isn't needed. All right, I think that's pretty good. Let's try running that. Do we have a mage? No, we don't. We need a mage. Okay, so grant money and hire a mage and then save and then load. So yeah, it's not subtracting money from me anymore. And if I load from a fresh state, yeah, it worked. We got our 2 character classes. We can start battles with them. Do they do damage? Yeah, they do. Well, we made a ton of progress. I mean, I know we're not done yet. Was the mage doing like 1 billion damage? What is going on? How did it? Oh, right. It has 2 abilities and one doesn't have a graphic. I love those death animations on the bats. Although I don't think you'll be able to see this one because the instance will just immediately end. Yeah, it just ends. But if I start a new battle, you'll see it. Just gotta wait for this to die. There it is. Cool. Uh-oh, what is that? Cannot access a disposed object. All right, what's coming on? What's going on here? Entities don't know that they were removed. Oh yeah, that's the problem. The way I loaded this stuff in, I'm just freeing all of the adventurers, but there are systems that need to know that these things were deleted and they don't. To tell any systems that these adventurers were removed. Something's supposed to do this though. There's a, what was the error coming from? Navigation system? Held item component. What uses that? Wait, no. Removed from entity is correct. Is this coming from load? Component holder remove. This is when it's about to be deleted. Huh. Yeah, something's going wrong there. Yeah, something's going wrong. I wonder if Q free would fix this. By the way, I am very curious about the whole what got lurkers out of chat thing. I want to look into that. All right, so something had an item. So I grant items, and then I load the game when they're picking up an item. But it's got to be an adventurer that's got one. So there, now we load. And that breaks everything. Like, super breaks everything. What's failing? Can I access a supposed object? What's trying to do it? Navigation system. Yeah. So we need to tell systems about it. But then also there was something wrong with the held item. Is that still in the log here? Held item. This might be from a previous time running. Systems are told about the deletion of existing adventurers. Yeah, so navigation system will just keep trying to act on an adventurer. And then make sure components, make sure items are freed properly. There was some error that showed up with held item component trying to access a disposed object. Maybe this is due to using free and not Q free. I need to figure out the repro. Yeah, so removed from entity is going to try to access the item, but the item would have been deleted already because we just immediately freed the scene. I think that's the problem here. Probably because I use free, so the item is deleted and this can't operate. What did I do in idle ascendance to not have this stuff happen? GitHub idle ascendance. I must have really hacked some stuff. Script. I don't even know where saving and loading is. Save. Save game. Yeah, how does any of this work? Get world map. World map.save. So I guess the world map had pretty much everything in it. And then load game did what exactly? Just world map.load. Yep. Okay, well, let's go to world map then. World map. Save probably calls into a whole bunch of other save things, right? Save game was a signal. What listens to this? Oh, no, it was there. Save to JSON. That's what I'm looking for. Get all player characters and save them. And that's it? Okay, well, that explains why that was easier. Let's pull up the code on my own system. Where is it? Godot? Yeah, there it is. All right, world. Actually, let's just load up the whole thing. All right, world map. Save to JSON. We just save a character to JSON. Player character. Actually, I'll search for it this way. Oh, we had a few different save functions here. Here's character though. Save just saved a bunch of just straight up data and then the abilities. And yeah, load did the opposite of that. Okay, so it was definitely simpler. We must have done something when it came to the skill tree though. Like, how did that know how to work? I don't know. Where even is the skill tree? There it is. We didn't have to do anything special here? That's peculiar. Huh. How did that not need to know? Because it pointed at a character. Oh, and there were... Okay, the game was just structured differently. Oh, man. All right. Well, like I said, we made a lot of progress today. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to clean some of this up. It's a holiday. It's July 4th, but I'm still going to be working, just not on stream. Yeah. Yeah. But then if we can get this working, this was really the most difficult part, I would say. And then if we just end up deleting all your items, I shouldn't do that. But yeah. All right, let me go find somebody to raid. Like I said, no stream tomorrow, but there will be a stream on Friday. And hopefully I'm done with the save system by then, so that I don't need to keep boring you all with this. All right, I'm going to try to find someone to raid. Oh, I do not feel like putting time into this. Let me see. Is someone online that I would already raid? Am I following all these people? I don't recognize some of these names. I guess I raided some of these people a long time ago. Or they're not even... Oh no, they're recommended channels. No, I'm not following some of these people. I'm gonna raid Yuki again. I liked her stream the first time I went in, which was quite a long time ago now. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Again, if you want to connect on Discord, there's the link. If not, don't worry about it. And I will be back on Friday. Take care. Have a good day. Thanks for all the support.